Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever said something in the heat of the moment and then wished you could take it back? Have you ever let your emotions control your words, your reactions, your decisions, and later realized it cost you your peace, your respect, or even a relationship? This is where most people lose their power. Not because they are weak, but because they don't control their emotions. They let anger speak. They let frustration react. They let feelings take over before logic has a chance to lead. But what if you could stop that? What if you could stay calm when everything around you is chaotic? What if you could feel everything, but still remain in control? That is where silence comes in. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is control. Silence is discipline. Silence is power. Stoic philosophy teaches that the strongest person is not the one who speaks the loudest, but the one who controls themselves the most. Epictetus said that no one can harm you unless you allow your reaction to harm you, and that reaction usually begins with words. When you remove unnecessary words, you remove unnecessary damage. Think about it. Every argument that escalated started with someone reacting too quickly. Every regret you carry came from a moment where emotion moved faster than wisdom. But silence changes that. Silence slows everything down. It gives you space to think. It gives you time to breathe. It allows logic to step in before emotion takes control. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself to stay calm and not be disturbed by external events, because your mind is your true power, and when you protect that, you protect everything. In this video, you are going to learn how silence gives you control over your emotions, how it transforms your reactions, and how it turns you into someone who cannot be easily shaken. This is not about ignoring your feelings, this is about mastering them. This is about becoming the person who stays calm when others lose control, who thinks before acting, and who never lets emotions destroy their peace again. So, make a decision right now. Decide that you will no longer react without thinking. Decide that your silence will become your strength. If you are ready to take control of your emotions, go to the comments and write this right now. I control my emotions. Number 1, silence stops emotional reactions before they begin. The first and most powerful thing silence does is this. It stops emotional reactions before they begin, and this is where real control starts. Most people don't realize that their biggest mistakes don't come from what happens to them, but from how they react to it. Someone says something disrespectful, and they react instantly. Someone ignores them, and they react emotionally. Someone disappoints them, and they respond without thinking. These reactions feel natural, but they are also dangerous because they give away control. Stoic philosophy teaches that between what happens and how you respond, there is a space, and in that space lies your power. Epictetus explained that it is not events that disturb us, but our interpretation of them. Silence creates that space. Instead of reacting immediately, you pause. Instead of speaking impulsively, you stay quiet. And in that moment of silence, something powerful happens. You take control back. When you feel triggered, say nothing. Do not rush to respond. Give yourself time to process. Focus on your breathing. Slow down your mind before you allow any reaction to happen. Ask yourself if your response will bring peace or create more conflict. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that a strong person is not controlled by emotions, but guided by reason. When you follow this mindset, your silence becomes your shield. You stop reacting out of anger. You stop speaking out of frustration. You stop making decisions you will regret later. Instead, you respond with clarity, with control, and with intention. And that is what separates you from everyone else. Because while others react, you remain calm. While others lose control, you stay grounded. And that is real strength. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments right now. I pause before I react. Number 2. Silence gives you time to think clearly. The second thing silence does is this: it gives you time to think clearly, and this is where emotional intelligence begins to grow. Most people don't think before they speak. They react, they let feelings rush in, and they respond without clarity. That is why they often regret their words, their tone, and their decisions. But when you choose silence, you interrupt that pattern. You create a gap between emotion and action, and in that gap, your mind becomes sharper. Stoic philosophy teaches that clarity comes from stillness, not chaos. Seneca believed that a calm mind makes better decisions than an emotional one, and silence is what creates that calm. When you stay quiet, you give yourself the chance to analyze the situation. You begin to understand what is really happening, instead of reacting to what it feels like in the moment. When something happens, pause and observe, instead of speaking immediately. Let your mind process before your mouth responds. Question your first emotional reaction. Ask yourself if it is logical or just temporary feeling. Choose your response carefully. Speak only when your words add value, not when they release emotion. Epictetus taught that wise people speak because they have something to say, not because they have to say something. When you live like this, your silence becomes powerful. You stop making impulsive decisions. You stop saying things you regret. You start thinking with purpose, and that changes everything. Number 3, silence protects your inner peace. The third thing silence does is this: it protects your inner peace, and this is where your emotional strength becomes unbreakable. Most people lose their peace not because of what happens around them, but because they engage with everything. They respond to every message, react to every opinion, and involve themselves in every conflict. And slowly, that drains them. But when you choose silence, you stop feeding into unnecessary noise. You stop giving your energy to situations that do not deserve it. Stoic philosophy teaches that peace comes from controlling what you allow into your mind. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that you have power over your mind, not outside events. And silence helps you protect that power. When you don't respond to negativity, it loses its effect. When you don't engage in drama, it fades away. Stop responding to everything. Not every situation deserves your voice. Walk away from conversations that disturb your peace. Silence is not weakness, it is a choice. Guard your energy daily. Be selective about where you invest your attention. Epictetus taught that if something is not within your control, it should not control you. When you follow this mindset, your peace becomes protected. You no longer feel the need to argue, explain, or prove yourself. You remain calm while others lose control. And that calmness becomes your strength. Number 4, silence strengthens your emotional discipline. The fourth thing silence does is this: it strengthens your emotional discipline, and this is where you separate yourself from people who act on impulse. Emotional discipline is not about having no feelings. It is about not letting your feelings control your behavior. Most people feel something and act immediately. They feel anger, they react. They feel hurt, they lash out. They feel ignored, they chase. But when you choose silence, you train yourself to pause, to hold back, to stay in control. Stoic philosophy teaches that discipline is built through restraint. Epictetus believed that the more control you have over your impulses, the stronger you become. And silence is one of the most powerful ways to build that control. Every time you choose not to react, you are strengthening your mind. Every time you hold your words, you are increasing your discipline. Practice restraint daily. Even in small situations, choose silence instead of reacting immediately. Train yourself to sit with discomfort. Not every feeling needs to be expressed instantly. Remind yourself that control is power. The more you control your reactions, the stronger you become. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself to stay firm and not be ruled by emotions. When you live like this, you become unshakable. People may try to provoke you, but you do not react. Situations may test you, but you remain steady. And that consistency builds a level of strength most people never reach. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments right now. I master my reactions. Number 5. Silence builds unshakable confidence. The fifth thing silence does is this: it builds unshakable confidence, the kind that does not need approval, attention, or constant expression. Most people think confidence comes from speaking loudly, proving a point, or winning arguments. But real confidence is quiet. It does not rush to defend itself. It does not feel the need to explain everything. It stands firm without needing validation. Stoic philosophy teaches that confidence comes from self-control, not from external recognition. Epictetus explained that when you stop seeking approval from others, you begin to trust yourself fully. And silence helps you reach that point. When you choose not to respond to every opinion, you show that you are secure within yourself. When you don't argue to prove your worth, you demonstrate that you already know it. Stop explaining yourself to everyone. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts. Avoid reacting to criticism instantly. Let your actions speak over time. Trust your decisions without needing constant reassurance. Seneca believed that a strong person is content within themselves and does not depend on external praise. When you follow this mindset, your silence becomes a sign of strength, not weakness. People begin to notice that you are different. You are not easily influenced, not easily shaken, and not easily controlled. And that creates respect. Number 6. Silence breaks the need for external approval. The sixth thing silence does is this: it breaks your need for external approval, and this is where true freedom begins. Most people speak because they want to be accepted, understood, or validated. They explain themselves too much. They defend their choices too quickly. They look for reassurance in other people's reactions, and without realizing it, they give their power away. But when you choose silence, you stop chasing approval. You stop needing others to agree with you in order to feel secure. Stoic philosophy teaches that dependence on others' opinions is a form of weakness. Epictetus said that if you seek to please others, you lose yourself in the process, and silence helps you avoid that trap. When you don't feel the need to respond to every judgment, you become independent. When you don't explain your decisions to everyone, you become self-assured. Stop seeking validation before making decisions. Trust your own judgment first. Allow people to misunderstand you. Not everyone needs to see your perspective. Build your self-worth internally. Let your confidence come from who you are, not from how others react. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that the opinion of others does not define his character. When you live like this, your silence becomes freedom. You no longer feel the pressure to impress, explain, or prove anything. And that is where real confidence lives. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments right now. I don't need approval. Number 7. Silence helps you respond with purpose, not emotion. The seventh thing silence does is this: it helps you respond with purpose, not emotion. And this is where your words gain real power. Most people speak to release feelings. They talk to defend, to react, to prove something in the moment. But those words are often driven by emotion, not intention, and they lose value quickly. When you choose silence, you slow everything down. You remove the urgency to react. You give yourself time to decide what truly needs to be said and what should remain unsaid. Stoic philosophy teaches that words should be guided by reason, not impulse. Epictetus believed that speaking without thinking weakens your control, while measured speech strengthens your character. And silence is what allows that control to develop. When you finally do speak, your words carry weight because they are chosen, not forced. Speak only when your words serve a clear purpose. Do not talk just to fill silence. Remove emotional tone from your responses. Stay calm, clear, and direct. Understand that not every situation requires a response. Sometimes silence is the strongest message. Seneca observed that wise people measure their words carefully, knowing that unnecessary speech creates unnecessary problems. When you live like this, your communication becomes powerful. People listen more when you speak, because you don't speak often without reason. You are no longer reacting. You are responding with control and intention. And that changes how others see you. Number 8. Silence makes you emotionally unshakable. The 8th and most powerful thing silence does is this. It makes you emotionally unshakable, and this is where your transformation becomes complete. Being unshakable does not mean you feel nothing. It means you feel everything but remain in control. It means no situation, no person, no words can push you into reactions you will regret. Most people are controlled by external triggers. One comment can ruin their mood. One action can disturb their peace. But when you master silence, you break that pattern. Stoic philosophy teaches that strength comes from within, not from controlling the outside world. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that the mind becomes stronger when it refuses to be disturbed by external events, and silence is what protects that strength. When you do not react, you remain stable. When you do not engage emotionally, you stay grounded. Practice staying calm in situations that once triggered you. Use silence as your shield. Remind yourself that your peace is more valuable than any reaction. Never trade it for temporary emotion. Build daily awareness of your thoughts and feelings. Control begins with awareness. Epictetus taught that a person who controls their mind cannot be controlled by anything else. When you live like this, nothing shakes you. People may test you, situations may challenge you, but you remain steady. You remain in control. And that is true power. Now listen carefully. This is where everything changes for you. Silence was never about avoiding people. It was about mastering yourself. Every moment you chose not to react, every time you held your words, every situation where you stayed calm instead of emotional, you were building a level of control most people never reach. This is your power. Stoic philosophy teaches that the person who controls their emotions controls their life. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that you don't have to react to everything. You only need to stay true to your own mind. And now you understand that. You are no longer a person who reacts without thinking. You are no longer someone who loses peace over temporary situations. You are someone who pauses, thinks, and responds with strength. Keep this discipline. Protect it. Build it every single day. Because the moment you lose control of your emotions, you lose control of your direction. But when you stay silent with purpose, you stay powerful. This is your edge. This is your advantage. So move forward with this mindset. Stay calm, stay focused, stay in control. And if this message gave you clarity, don't stop here. Subscribe, stay connected, and continue building the strongest version of yourself. Now take action. I want you to drop this in the comments right now. I control my emotions. I control my life.